Hello and welcome to Adam's Lunch, where I try food for the first time on camera, giving you an honest review. Today we're talking about Pearson's bun maple flavor. The bun is real milk chocolate, roasted peanuts, and maple nougat, which sounds really delicious. Pearson's, I've seen a bunch out here in Colorado. They're actually out of St. Paul, Minnesota. They make another candy bar called the Salted Nut Roll, which is just a bar of nougat surrounded by tons of salty nuts, and it's really quite delicious. I would highly recommend it if you see it. But along with the bun and this thing called the Nut Goodie they make and the salted nut roll, it looks like all of the candy that you're going to find in the candy aisle made by Pearson's was last produced in 1975, and you're going to like dust it off and eat it. But they tell me they're new. Everything I've tried for them is delicious. So if you see a salted nut roll, I would highly recommend it. The Nut Goodies are good. I'm optimistic about the bun. A little history about the bun itself. It's been around since 1947. It says made in the USA since 1947. In the 70s, it was actually called the Reggie Bar, named after Reggie Jackson. And then in the 90s, they were owned by a Pittsburgh company, and they called it the Mario Bun after Mario Lemieux. So it's had kind of a rich sports history, which is pretty good. I'm a little confused, though I'm optimistic because they do, as I said, make the Nut Goodie, which they've been making it since 1909 when Pearson started. But the bun, from the description and what I've seen on the internet, looks exactly like the Nut Goodie, which I love, so I'm excited. This is maple. I saw on their website they make vanilla. I read online that they make a sea salt caramel version as well of the bun, though I didn't see it mentioned on the website. So don't get your hopes up too much for that one, but maybe keep an eye out for it. Oh, one other thing that I wanted to mention, two other things actually. Pearson's slogan is making everyday moments a little sweeter, which is pretty nice since 1909. And then one of the ingredients mentioned is cream of tartar, which I think is just sort of like it's less exciting than it sounds. I think it's just to help like an emulsifier to keep things together. But it sounds sort of like tartar sauce, so I was a little surprised to see it in there. Let's open this up. Oh, okay. Well, it's falling apart a little bit. Oh, yeah, it fell apart a lot. That might be my fault. Okay. Chocolate everywhere. Here's what we got. You can see it's like kind of in pieces. I don't know what that's all about. But you can see the nougat in the center. Okay, I'm going to bite into it before it falls all over my lap. It's chewy, if you haven't noticed. Well, it's really hard for me to dislike a candy. And this candy is definitely good. But I would say the nougat, grumbling, chocolate all everywhere. Nougat's a little hard. It's not really that squishy. When you chew into it, it starts to break apart. It's a little, it gets softer, but it's a little tough. And then somehow the milk chocolate to maple nougat ratio is off. Like I'm getting a lot of chocolate, but not a lot of maple. So comparing this to the Nut Goodie, which Pearson's has been making even longer and is nearly identical, I would actually say the Nut Goodie is better, where we get a stronger maple flavor and the nougat is a little bit softer. So, this is good. I'm going to eat it. I'm going to enjoy it. Oh, and then there's the nuts in here too. But the nougat's almost like a meringue, where it's a little bit hard. And for some reason, the chocolate is really crumbly. So yeah, I'd say this is good. I'd say if you're at a store and you see this and that's all you see and you want something kind of mapley and sweet, go for it. If you see a Nut Goodie maple next to a bun maple, go for the Nut Goodie because I think it's a little bit better, a little bit softer of a nougat, a little bit more maple flavor that comes through when you taste it. But overall, no huge complaints. I think if the Nut Goodie didn't exist, I'd say that this is unique and great, and that you should go for it. But if you have the option, go with a Nut Goodie instead. Pearson's, you continue to make good candy. I'm gonna keep an eye out for your mint patties and the thins that you have. The thins, they look like little peanut brittle versions of all of their candy, which is super exciting. So I'll keep an eye out for that. But anyway, Pearson's candy is good stuff. The bun maple is pretty good. And that's about all I got for you tonight. So have a good night. But bun, veggie bar.